If creating content makes you want to crawl under a blanket and watch Netflix instead of opening your laptop, I need you to hear something, my beautiful friend. Your body is not broken, it's actually protecting you. And today I'm going to tell you exactly what it's trying to protect you from. Why? Just post more is actually the worst advice anyone has ever given you, and the three micro shifts that let you create from safety instead of survival, because the problem was never discipline and it was never you. So grab your cup of whatever's keeping you grounded and let's dive in. Welcome to Heart Led CEO, the podcast for women wellness entrepreneurs who are ready to build, scale, and automate their businesses without sacrificing their soul, sanity, or authenticity. I'm Anna Connie Walters, a nurse turned entrepreneur, military spouse, first time mama in my 40s, and a recovering burnout survivor who's making it a mission to help heart led women just like you create thriving businesses that really feel good, do good, and give you the freedom that we all deserve. Because here's the thing, you don't have to hustle harder to succeed. You don't have to drown in tech overwhelm or try to do everything alone. And I'm here to give you the strategies, automation tools, and mindset shifts that will help you step fully into that leader, CEO, and impact maker that you are meant to be. If you're ready to grow your business in a way that aligns with your values and your life, you are in the right place. Let's get into today's episode. Hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be here with you. It is early and I have so much that I want to share with you today. So last week I went live with the incredible Tiffany in our Turned On CEO episode. And if you caught that, first of all, holy seaweeds. Like that conversation was amazing. It was streamed live in YouTube, so you would have had to catch it there. I'm still doing the editing so that I can publish it as an audio on the podcast itself. But we went deep on all the taboo things, on pleasure, on overflow, on what it really means to lead from a full cup instead of a cracked one. We went over our F.I.L.L framework, and we both had gifts to give to those who were watching live, and you could still get it today. And like, if you haven't listened to it yet, I'm telling you, go back and catch that because it really sets the stage for everything that we're going to continue to talk about moving through the rest of the year. Because the thing that I wanted to make sure that we really started to have an open discussion about is talking about this overflow, because commonly people say it, but I don't think that people really understand. And as wellness entrepreneurs, one of the biggest things that I see with the people that I work with is that we have a really hard time figuring out how to fill our cup so that it overflows and then actually serving from that overflow. And so it was really the conversation that started what I'm hoping to see as we move and grow in the future is that understanding what it should feel like when you actually give yourself permission to receive. Because it is one of the hardest things to do as a female entrepreneur is receiving, to ask for help and to accept things and all of that. And we talked in depth about a lot of different areas where it stems from, what to do if it comes up, how to grow around it, how to reframe your body, your mind, your spirit. And it was a beautiful conversation. But you go through these exercises and then you open up Instagram and then it's like breaks and you just don't know what to do. You're staring at this blank caption box and a gazillion ideas of like, you can do a story, you can do a reel, you can do a still frame, you can go live, and your brain just is like, we're not going to go there. Like it refuses to move forward. And you're like, come on, I need you to do something, friend. Like, what are you doing? This is counterintuitive. Like, please help me out. But it just is like, no, friend, I'm just not going to generate anything for you. And then you end up with like writer's block, it feels like. And I have to be honest that I have been there plenty of times. I mean, I could write an entire memoir about it, And I probably will, but it was either one of the two spectrums. Either I had no idea what to post, and it was just this pressure of like, I have to post, and just posting to post and like checking it off is like just another thing to do on my list, or having so much to want to post and cramming it in one thing and then spending like 3 hours editing what, like a 30-second reel and thinking, shit, like that was my whole working time on one reel that gets like 2 likes and 30 views. And it is awful. It is an awful place to feel like, what the hell am I doing? Is this really all worth it? And then you start to have that self saboteur coming into your mind and starting to talk to you and whisper those things that make you question everything. If you've ever been in that space where you're just tired of that hamster wheel, so then what do? We start to avoid it completely. Like, you need to post something, but instead we start what? Creating in Canva and reorganizing our pantry, vacuuming the stairwell, thinking of all the things and like, oh, you know what? I have decided that that is one of the things that I need to do. And or you get stuck in this scroll. I'm going to look at other people. I'm going to take this time and get some inspiration. And then you get stuck in that black hole scroll. And then you start seeing everybody else's content and you start looking at their analytics. And then you start to feel worse with every single swipe. And then you're like, okay, I got this. Like, we're going to focus. You go back to Canva. You're like, yep, I'm motivated. F this, I got this. And then you're just staring at that blank template, or you try to go into the library template and you're like, I have no idea how to reskin this. And the worst part is the guilt. Like that, again, those little voices that say, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing? You teach this stuff. Why can't you just do it for yourself? Like, you already know your stuff. Like, how long have you been teaching? And you can't think of anything that you have to say? If this sounds familiar, let me know because I know I cannot be the only one. And one of the biggest things that I was talking to Tiffany about was that I am tired of feeling alone in some of the most mundane and common things that happen as a woman wellness entrepreneur. And we just feel alone because nobody's talking about it out loud. So here I am spilling my beans, okay? Spilling my seaweeds. So here's what I want to teach you today because we're moving past that. That was the old us and we're going to find a different way. And I'm coming at this from both my nursing brain and my yoga side, okay? Because they actually agree on this one thing that I'm about to talk to you about. So when you sit down to create your content and your body resists, like you could feel it and you're like, what is wrong with me? When that starts to happen, understand that that is not laziness or some type of a dedication problem. This is your nervous system doing what it's supposed to do. It is its job. When we put ourselves out there, when like you go and post or you go live, when we share our voice in any way, especially when we teach, or the worst one, when we're actually offering something for sale and we have to actually ask for money, we are in those cases becoming visible. And that visibility is what? Vulnerability. And when we become vulnerable, our nervous system registers it and it's like, this is risky. Let's hide. Like, nope, this is too risky. It's like that movie, The Crudes, where the dad's like, anything new is bad, 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 bad. And that's what your nervous system is. Your nervous system is the dad caveman that's like, no, everything new is bad. And your brain doesn't know the difference between posting a reel and standing on a stage in front of thousands of people who might judge you. It just knows we are about to be seen, and this can be potentially dangerous because we've seen other people, whether you're a content creator or a yoga teacher, there's always going to be people out there criticizing us. There's going to be those trolls, and we already know that. So our brain registers as vulnerability, visibility. We already know what happens to people that do that, and that's dangerous. Let's not go there. So it does what it's designed to do and it activates your stress response, which is your fight or flight. And then what do? We freeze or we go find something else to do. And for most of us, when it comes to content, we end up freezing. Or again, we look for something that we think people want to see instead of what's actually true or ourselves. Or we end up fleeing the whole situation altogether and we disappear on our social, which we're like, we're going to do this later. And you just never come back to it. It is a vicious cycle. It's awful and is not a character flaw. There's not something that's wrong with you specifically. This is like for reals, biology. And when you, what do I say? Awareness is power. Understand that this is literally what your body does. It becomes the first step to working with your body instead of trying to work against it, where you're just going to continue to encounter resistance from yourself. Okay. Now, here's where I'm going to get a little bit spicy with you. Okay. This is like the fat mermaids in me persona coming at you because we've probably heard the advice 100 times. Just show up, just post consistently, just do it scared. You got this. Okay. Like a drill sergeant yelling at you. And I understand the intention behind the people who are telling us that. 1,000% do. But when someone tells a woman whose nervous system is in protection mode to just post more, that is literally like telling someone that's having a panic attack to calm down. Like, I wanted to cuss right there. I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't work. For those of you who have never had a panic attack, I've never had one personally. I understand like the physiological effects of what it probably feels like, but I had a stress echo. If you've ever had a stress echo, power to you, my friend. Virtual high five from here because it is the worst thing I have ever had to endure. Like it is awful. I'm pretty sure there's other things that are out there that's really, really bad. And I've had some painful things happen, but it was torturous. Like whoever invented stress echoes, let me tell you, when I go from this world and meet you, you have some explaining to do. So if you don't know what a stress echo is, it's a sonogram, which is basically how they look inside your body. So a stress test is basically where you're running on a treadmill and they have you queued up with like an EKG machine, like those little long threads. You look like a crazy person. So you're running on a treadmill, literally in a hospital gown, okay? For women, by the way, you're not wearing a sports bra. So you're like running, your breasts are jiggling everywhere. It hurts because what happens every few minutes? The treadmill starts to incline and then the treadmill it starts to speed up. Now with a stress echo, they have you running to a certain point. They want to stress your heart out, hence stress echo. Once you get to specific points, they make you immediately, they stop the machine, tell you to jump off, rush you on a bed, and then they start to echo your heart with the sonogram. But while they're trying to do that, of course, you're panting because you were sprinting. And then they ask you the worst thing ever: hold your breath, please. And you're like, seriously, I'm about to pass out. I'm here because I have heart problems. If I die, like, this sucks. So, and you have to do that multiple times. And I really was about to punch my tech in the face because I was like, look, how many times do I have to do this? I- This is getting to the point. I don't think I can. I don't think I can hold my breath, dude. I need like give me a few seconds. But they're like, I have to do this ultrasound now. I have to capture these pictures so we can see what's wrong with your heart. That, in my mind, of what it would be like to have a panic attack and then to have somebody ask me to calm down. But like, man, I'll punch you in your face. It doesn't work. And so I think it, in some sense, the shame makes it worse for us when we cannot meet these coaches' demands because you're not just scared of being visible, you're also ashamed that you're scared. And shame plus fear is like this huge, beautiful recipe for disappearing and feeling awful about yourself. And then we go quiet and we stop posting and we just taking a break. Or we go back and we start deleting stuff that we're super embarrassed about. And then we start to believe the lie that we're just not cut out for it. Entrepreneurship is not something that is good for me. I can't do this. Not if this is what I'm going to have to do too. So, no, I'm not going to tell you to just post more. What I am going to give you are three micro shifts that address the actual problem that we're facing, which is that our nervous system needs safety before it actually can support our creativity. Okay. So micro shift number one, lower the stakes. Now, what I really want you to hear, I'm going to take this back to like my nursing language because that's sometimes how I understand stuff. So hopefully it makes sense for you if you're not like medically inclined. It's content. Like that's all you need to hear is that that's all it is. It is not some crazy brain surgery. Nobody is going to die. If your captions have a typo or the words on the screen have a typo. No one's going to be harmed if it doesn't go viral. This isn't like the ICU, okay? It is not life and death. It is either Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, okay? And I'm saying this with so much love because I know what it's like to treat every post like it is literally life and death and it has some kind of consequences. Like you're spending these years of creating content in that mentality, and it is being like working in the emergency room. Now, for somebody who actually has worked in emergency medicine, I know the feeling of having these high stakes and what it's actually like. And I promise you, social media is not that. You need to lower and reframe. And instead of thinking, oh my God, this post has to be perfect, it has to be good, this post just needs to be done. Completion is the goal. It's never about perfection. You do not want to go viral, I promise you. Okay. We are not looking for some standing ovation. We just want to share our magic, and your overall goal should be who you're helping on the other side of whatever it is that you're posting. And when you start to really lower the stakes, your nervous system will actually relax. And when your nervous system relaxes, guess what happens? Your creativity comes back. The ideas really will start to flow because your brain finally feels safe enough to start playing. Now, micro shift number two is creating community. This one, I wish somebody would have told me 7 years ago because it changed the game for me when I really started to understand. And unfortunately for me, I met not some very nice people in the wellness industry. Like when I became a yoga teacher, it was like teeth and nails. I like I was definitely not in the right groups because it was sink or swim. Like if you couldn't figure out for yourself, nobody was really willing in the community that I started in to help you. So when people started to come to me because I did figure it out on my own and gritted it out, it sucked, it was lonely, and I craved that community because I didn't know what I was doing. I was a nurse. I didn't know nothing about teaching yoga, teaching people on a day-to-day basis, but I was determined to learn. And when people started coming to me asking for my help, I wanted to make sure that I didn't treat the people coming to me the way I was treated. I wanted to treat them exactly how I would have been treated. And I've watched it happen in real time where we are not nice to each other. And it's this feeling of like not living in abundance and feeling like if I give you all my secrets, then you're going to take like all my clients. Like, no, that is not how success is built. And so, right now, inside of like my free Facebook group, we're in literally in the middle of a 14-day Embrace the Sparks bingo challenge. And I don't care if only one person gets through it. I'm there, I'm showing people that it doesn't have to be that hard. Being able to prove to you guys that this works across all three of my brands so that you don't have to feel like you have to figure it out alone. So, my friend, one of my best friends, Leisha, she actually is taking part in Jessie Jean's Yap Challenge. And I've been trying to get Leisha to go and be live. She has a great voice. She has a great way of like storytelling. She's very magnetic. She doesn't realize it yet, but I see it in her and I've been trying to get her. So I'm just happy that somebody was able to convince her to come out of her shell. And she's dealing with all the normal stuff with the tack, with overthinking, with taking the full hour to edit like a 10-second reel. And so she's going through all the normal pains. And I reached out and was like, what are you having the most pains with? Do you want to do a hot seat? I'm going to do a live inside the Facebook group for the behind the scenes. This would be a perfect opportunity for you and I to do a 101 so that you can tell me what you're struggling with. And then I can show you in real time on my phone or screen sharing exactly like how I do it because I can create content like nothing. And she was like, I don't think I'm ready for it. But my point is that I offered it to her. I don't care that she's doing somebody else's challenge. In my opinion, we have to learn how to cheer other women on, even if you are a direct competitor. And I don't look at you a direct competitor. I look at you as a power partner. And that is how we build success together, not by ourselves. Okay. So you need to invest or find communities where there's actually people who are your peers. Okay. And I'm going to come back to that in a second so that you can create alongside of them. And what do I mean by peers? So, for instance, because it's easy for me to explain it this way, as a yoga teacher, it's easy to believe that these yoga students that we create as our community are the same of what I'm talking about, and it is not. They don't understand the struggles of what it is like to be a yoga teacher. They are still expecting you to lead, so you cannot lean back on them. If something happened on social and somebody talked smack about you and you had like a room full of other people that adored you as a yoga teacher, yes, they will most likely come out and support you. If you told them about the story about a troll or somebody who like tried to call you out and call you inauthentic or something mean, they would, yes, cheer you on, but like, forget those people. You're the best yoga teacher I've ever had, whatever, to make you feel good or to validate you. That is not the same as having problems within your actual business, whether it's marketing, whether it's not knowing like how to start an entity. You're like, should I become an LLC or should I stay a sole proprietor? Like, how many times should I post a week? You can't really ask your students those questions. That is the difference between a peer community and your community, whether it's a yoga community or a water sports community, your Sapa community, your Reiki community. Those are your students. You are not equal. It's like my son comes up to me. He's like, Mom, you're my best friend. I said, No, I'm not your best friend. I'm your mama. Okay. Because there is a huge difference. Okay. You can actually start tagging each other. You can start laughing at your own imperfections and make it fun so that again you relax your central nervous system so that your brain gets off this guarded like positioning. And it's not a coincidence when it happens that way. It is very neurosciency. Your nervous system will co-regulate with other people that you are surrounding yourself with as long as they are sharing the same energy that you are striving for. And when you're alone on your couch, trying to create your content at like midnight, counting on your fingers, how many hours will you actually be able to rest if you go to sleep right now? Your body has no safety signals. It's just you and the social media scroll. You already know that inner critic lies, that's his favorite place to be because it has so much that it can turn against you. But when you are inside of a group with other wellness entrepreneurs who are all doing the same thing, your nervous system gets the message like, oh, I'm not by myself. Other humans are here and they're doing it and we're safe and we can create and mess up and it's still okay. This is amazing. And that's why I built the challenge, not to add one more thing to everyone's plate, but to give your nervous system the community that it actually needs to create without battling this feeling of having to do more or having to do it by yourself. Now, micro shift number 3 is giving yourself a container and not a quota. A quota says post 5 times a week or you're failing. A container, though, says I create on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 1 hour, and whatever I make in that window is enough. Boo. Because once that 1 hour is done, I am out. Mic drop. So if you felt that difference in your body, if you laughed at the second one or is like, yep, that's how I want to roll. One feels like pressure, either do it or you suck. And the other one's like, no, this is how much time I have. These are the days I do it. Whatever gets done, that's it. And that's what permission feels like. So when you set a content quota that does not match your energy, by the way, or your season of life, or your capacity for that matter, that is where you start to harm yourself. Like when you guilt yourself for not posting on a day when your toddler is sick. Like my son today, yesterday, fast progressing eye infection. He's got these styes that just are like so annoying. And this one is just was so fast. And I really was like, dang, it's getting so big and so fast that it definitely looks infected. And I don't think I'm going to be able to send him to kindergarten. And if he can't go to kindergarten, I've already planned my whole day kind of situation. What am I going to be able to like work around? And I'm okay. If I didn't record this podcast, but like, sorry, y'all, it's just going to have to be late because I didn't record it ahead of time. Or when your PCS orders come in, I've been given 45 days to move household across country. Like that was crazy. And sometimes you just need to rest. I'm in perimenopause. My hormones are all kinds of crazy. There are some days where I like, I don't know what is wrong with me, but I am exhausted. I barely have energy to cook. And I go and I'm like, you know what? I should be recording this. I should be posting this. I should be editing this. But I'm going to take a nap because I'm going to do nobody any good trying to do it at the energy level that I'm at. So, can you create without punishing yourself for being human? That is the container that you need to try to build because it will protect you. It says, here is the time and the space, and what I create inside this container is sacred. And guess what? It is also sufficient. And it takes the infinity out of content creation and just kind of gives it edge and boundaries and structure, but not to restrict you in your creative expression, but more or less to protect you. That was a lot. I realize that. I'm so happy that you're sticking to the end because the thing that I want to land on is courage is July's theme for us in the Facebook group. And I want to redefine it because courage is not what most people think it is. Courage is not posting something brave and getting 1,000 likes and going viral with some type of vulnerability story. Courage is not being fearless, also. Okay. Courage is sitting with your fear, acknowledging it, giving it a hug, thanking it for keeping you safe, and then choosing to create anyway gently. But like, come on, we're going to do this anyways, but not forcing yourself, not by shaming yourself into action either. It's by lowering the stakes and surrounding yourself with safe people and giving yourself a container that actually will hold you. That is what courage is. It's real courage. It is very quiet. Most people won't even recognize it. No one's going to clap for you for it, but it will change everything for you in your journey. So what do I want you to do today? If you're in Embrace the Sparks Bingo Challenge, pick one square on the board and complete it. I don't want you to overthink it. I've made it almost as easy as possible. You don't have to make it pretty. You just do it. You can come inside the Facebook group and watch my behind the scenes of me literally doing it for all three of my businesses. And then you just mark it off, celebrate it, share your win inside the group. But if you're not in the challenge yet, here's your version. Okay. You don't even have to come in. You don't have to come into the group if you don't want to. Because I know some of us are in like gazillions of groups, and I'm okay with that. No judgment. But at least open up your notes app or your Notion or your Google Doc. Grab a piece of paper. I don't care. Write one sentence about what you help people with. Okay. I'm sure you help people do a lot of things, but just pick one. Then post that sentence as is on your stories. You don't need to do anything special. Take a selfie, take the last decent, picture, meaning decent, like you're not naked or there's nothing like that you'd be embarrassed about sharing off your social. I don't even care if it's the last thing you had to eat because I know a lot of us take pictures of what we have to eat. You don't need to go into Canva. You don't need to worry about no filter. Just you and your one honest sentence. And that is it. That is a win. You created something and you put it out there and your nervous system survived. That is the data that your body needs to help build the trust. And that is something that you can 1000% continue to rebuild day to day. You completed one thing and you did it one at a time. So, if what I'm describing today made you literally feel like, damn, that is totally me, again, I want to invite you into our free community, the Empower Her Biz Collective on Facebook. That's where you can actually join us in the Embrace the Sparks Bingo Challenge. Even though we're doing the 14-day content sprint, if for some reason you're listening to this and the sprint is over, know that you can actually continue to do the bingo challenge every month. All the bingos cards are already pre-done for the rest of the year, and you can join us every month. We do it. And you can also enter to win some prizes for each bingo line that you complete. It's completely fantastic. I'm having so much fun. But because your nervous system needs the company and the women, that's what really the group is for. It's completely free. I'm in there. I support you guys. I go in there, try to give you some free stuff. It's super fun. And if you're on Instagram, you can also comment community, and I'll send you the link to get into the Facebook group really quickly into your DMs. So you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't even have to remember anything. And that's at Empower Her Wave on Instagram. And listen, I want to tell you something else. Are you listening? Something bigger is coming after the challenge. Like something that I've been actually building that takes everything that we talked about today, like the nervous system safety, the containers that I want you to build, the community that I want you to start joining, and turns it into a system that you actually live inside of. And now I am actually not ready to share all the details yet, but the women in the group, they're actually going to know first. So please come and find us if that's something that you want to hear about. And I just want to leave you with this. Ask yourself honestly, how much harm have you been doing to yourself with the story that you're bad at content? That guilt, that shame, that voice that whispers you should be further along than you actually are. That's not motivation, my friend. That is you being unkind to yourself. And I know you deserve better. Remember, you're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not bad at this. You are a woman whose nervous system is asking for safety before it gives you its creativity. And that is the most intelligent thing your body could do for you right now. But you have to honor it. You have to lower those stakes and you have to find the right people to help you build a container and create from that space. As always, continue to be you, continue to be beautiful, and continue leading from your heart. I'll catch you in the next episode. All right, beautiful. That's a wrap on today's episode. But before you go, let's talk about something really important. You are not just another entrepreneur trying to figure things out alone. You are a wave leader, someone whose work is meant to create real impact, touch the lives of others, and make this world better. And I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love to keep this energy going inside of my free Facebook community, Empower Her Biz Collective. It's where we take these conversations deeper with live trainings, tech walkthroughs, walkthroughs, and real heart-centered support from other women wellness entrepreneurs who really get it. So if you're ready for community, clarity, and support as you build your own business with heart and ease, I'd invite you to come and join us. You'll find the link in the show notes. And hey, if you love today's episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review if you feel inclined, and share this with a fellow heart-led women entrepreneur so that we can build this movement together. Until next time, keep leading with heart.